everyone. This is going to be a get ready with me, kind of show you how I do my daily makeup routine. This is basically what it looks like when I go to work every day. This whole process for me takes about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes, depending on how quick or which child I'm feeding at the time. But I'll go through all the products that I use and kind of tips on how I make it stay all day long. I work in a restaurant and have very oily skin, and I do sweat a lot in my face. So this routine right here stays on for the full day without having to retouch, maybe once or twice. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, feel free to continue to watch and make sure you thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so one of the first things that I do is I like to moisturize my lips before I start because I tend to go dry whenever I use any mattes, and I have a tendency to love to use mattes when I'm at work because they're very easy to stay on. So my favorite product that I use is Carmex, and so I just kind of go in with it. I've got big lips, so I like to use a lot of this stuff. The reason why I do that first is because I like it to dry, so it won't affect the actual lipstick that I'm putting on. So once it's on there, your lips stay moisturized and you don't have to worry about whatever you're going to put on top of it. My favorites are liquid matte lips, so that's what I use. Next, what I'll do is I will use Laura Mercier's, either her translucent powder, or if you want to do a dupe that's way less expensive than this, is the e.l.f. powder. And I just like to go in because I'm oily, so I like to go in and just kind of get some of my oily skin so that it dries up. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my brows. Every time that I do any makeup, I always start with my brows first because I find that for me, that works the best. So my favorite brow product is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. If you can see that. And it has double-sided on it, so the spoolie on one side and the actual pencil on the other side. So I always make sure that I brush my eyebrows in an upward motion and keep them kind of in a nice shape that I'm going to use. I don't have very much eyebrows, so it's pretty easy for me to create whatever shape you'd like. So we're just going to kind of go through it. And I'm also blind as a bat, so I have to get real close to do this, so mind the mirror. I usually like to take small brush strokes when I'm doing this, so I will go back in and fill in lightly on each brush stroke. I never just do one harsh line across. I find it looks a little bit more natural when you do smaller strokes. I start at the beginning, and I like to do lighter in the front and a little darker in the sides where I have less hair. So I'll fill in more of my brow on the back end than I will on my front end. The front end is really just filling in the blanks. The back end is more of a creating a shape. Try not to drag your eyebrow too long because it will make your eye look droopy. So this is how I do mine. This process usually takes me, the longest it'll take me is about 5 minutes in order to do it. So I kind of allow myself a short amount of time. This is kind of, again, an everyday look. So it's something that I try and achieve in the quickest possible motion in order to get my tissue to work. Okay, so that will be the difference between one eyebrow and the other. And it isn't a hard process. Like I said, it is just small strokes until you find the shape that you like, and then just fill in the blanks. I'm just going to do the next eyebrow for you. Left side's always a little bit harder. Remember, your eyebrows are cousins, not identical twins. So if they do not come out the same, it is totally fine as long as they are similar. You are not looking for complete symmetry. If you can achieve that, kudos to you. I am not that cool, so I will take what I can get and get cousins, not identical twins. Again, I'm just doing small strokes, filling in the blanks here until I find the shape that I like. I feel like if you do smaller strokes instead of just, some people like to carve out the eyebrow all at once and create their shape, you can do that too. There is no right or wrong on makeup, so it's always good, whatever works for you. This is just what happens to work for me. Again, I go a little heavier on the back end because I have less hair on the back side. Of course, I just draw my freaking eyebrow. No big deal. So I would just wipe it away. Best part about makeup is that you can take it right off if there's a mistake. Start again. Just small strokes. Once it kind of look the same, I like to drag again, like I said, just a little bit in the front, not too much. Never ever get them to look the same, no matter how hard I try. I usually end up taking away more than I do, putting on. Oh, you can see one is way darker than the other. I like using pencil rather than a pomade or a gel just because I don't have a lot of eyebrow hair. So I feel the pencil just works best for me. But if you like to use that, that is totally fine. Whatever works for you. Again, there's no right or wrong in makeup. It's just fun. So once that step is done, I'll go right into curling my eyelashes. And this whole process for me takes usually about 20 minutes. I like to make sure that I get it done as quick as possible because I don't have a lot of time in my day. I am a mom of 3. One of my 3 is sitting right next to me, right over here. You want to peek in? Yeah. Say hello. This is Lucy. This is my oldest of 3. So while I'm curling my lashes, you can say hello.
Hi. I came with on the camera. On the camera. It's still on the camera. On the camera. On the camera.
I like to curl my eyelashes before I do my eyeliner just because once they're curled, I know some people like to curl them at the end afterwards, but I find that I sometimes can mess up the actual eyeliner that I have on there, and it takes me long enough to get that done, so I don't want to ruin it. I usually just like to give them a nice curl on there. Okay, so you can see they look a lot more awake just with a little bit of that curl. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my favorite eyeliner that I use. It's a super skinny marker from NYX, and it is super simple to use, this one. I just find it makes everything so much easier than any other product I've used before. So eyeliner is a little tricky for me, so I have to get real close in order for me to do this. So I'm just going to kind of be in the camera here. I start at the corner of my eye and drag out, and I do small strokes. And then I bring it all the way across once I get past the middle. The reason why I do that is because I'm a blinker, so I blink a lot as I'm doing it. So I have to make sure that I'm not going to get all over the place inside of the corner of my eye before I actually get to the end of the eye. So once you get towards the end of the eye, then you can wing it. I prefer a wing over a regular eyeliner. So one of the things that I do is when I do my wing is I like to start in the corner right over here, and then I drag it straight up. And then I know some people like to come back down. I actually like to just continue to drag out. So you'll see that as I'm doing this here. And this marker makes it so easy to be able to get a straight line. Then I'll go back in and I'll thicken up the actual line and just connect it into the actual wing to give it that nice bold look. I know you shouldn't tug on your eye because that creates wrinkles and such, but I can't do it any other way, so I have to. Okay, so that will be the actual wing. And then I'll just do the same thing on the other side. Super simple. Again, with this marker, it's like foolproof. You can't really mess it up. Plus, you can wipe it away, so. Small strokes at the beginning, and then I drag it all the way across. Again, if you're one of those cool people that don't have to tug, great. I have to tug. I'll take the wrinkles. I'm fine. It'll be okay. Then I'm going to start at the back corner and I'm going to drag it all the way out in order to create that wing. And again, I'm just going to pull it from the inside up to just make it a little bit more dramatic. And I'm going to go back in and just make sure that I have a nice thick line to match the other one. I always find that one wing is so much easier to put on than the second, or vice versa. The second is always easier than the first. I don't know if that's true for anyone else. Let me know in your comments. Okay, once I have the actual wing that I'm looking for and it's right, it usually only takes me a few minutes to get that done. So you'll see that I have kind of a dramatic wing. I'm going to go in with whatever mascara you actually like. My favorite I've been using for years is called the Full Lash Bloom. And this one is waterproof. I prefer waterproof again because I sweat a lot throughout the day, so I can't have anything running down my face. So this product right here. And I, again, have to get real close on this. Also, I wear glasses, so anything I do on any of my videos, I'm going to be completely blind until I actually see the finished version. So I like to just go from the base of the eyelash and just kind of wiggle it back and forth and up and out. Back, forth, up, and out. Sounds like a song. Make a remix with that one. And then I just kind of drag the ends just to make sure that they are elongated as long as they possibly can. Because I have got little lashes, so I have got to work them. Plenty of layers on these puppies. Okay. And then you can see the difference from one eye to the next. It kind of just opens your eye up. I always feel like the look is not really done if you don't have the mascara on. A lot of people will skip this step or will only do mascara, and that's fine too. But for me, I need to do this. Just gonna give it a little bit more zhuzh. Okay. And then I'm gonna just do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna start at the bottom and just kind of drag back and forth on it. Sorry, I'm blocking my face with my hand, but I am right-handed, so this is gonna happen every time I do anything on my left-hand side. I like to pull the front eyelashes out too so that they open up the eye, not just the back lashes. Make sure you're focusing on the entire eye. Okay, and just back and forth at the base, up and out, until you get the desired effect that you're looking for. Kind of similar, so you can kind of see. Starting to open it up a little bit. Okay, so once that's done, I immediately go into the next product that I use, and it is off the NYX contour palette. I go right into my carving on my cheeks. I do not contour with anything cream or cream-based products because I have a tendency to be very oily and I do sweat a lot in my face. Most people are very lucky. They sweat everywhere else. I sweat in this general area. So anything that I put on creamy will get creamier with my oily skin. So this is what I use. And I'm going to be sticking into this corner right here. That's pretty much the only one that I use out of this palette. But you can play around with it. Sometimes I like to dip into the darker one as well when I get tan. But for right now, we're pretty good going into this one. So what I'm going to do is I just dip into the corner of my brush, and I only use half of the brush for this. I know some people use different brushes for the contour. I just make it simple. I get an e.l.f. brush. They're like $3, and it's super affordable, and they have luxurious ends. Like, they're so soft on your skin. And then I just start at my cheekbone, right under my cheekbone, and I just start to carve out. And you can see like the immediate difference on what your cheek looks like before, after, kind of fat face, skinnier face. It takes off pounds. And then I'm just going to kind of go and work my way up into a circle all the way around my face. So you can see, I like to just make sure you have an even consistency as you're going through the entire face. The more even you get, the more natural it looks. You're looking for a more natural, easygoing, everyday look. This is where you should kind of be. Just blending. Blend your life away. Blend until your fingers hurt. Get the other corner of his cheek. Snatch it. My favorite YouTubers. Don't judge me. I love them. And then I get into my forehead. You can already see that I'm already getting oily again. That's why I only use powder products. I also do not use foundation. If you notice, I don't use foundation or concealer. Again, that's part of my sweating on my face. I can't use that stuff because it immediately will wear away on my face. I'm sure at some point there's something that actually will work on my face, but for now, this works just fine. I like to, I know people are probably just going to judge me because I'm literally using the same brush for everything. I contour my nose as well, just a little bit on the outsides and the tip. I don't go too crazy. I like the shape of my face. I'm only enhancing right now. So I'm not going to sit there and change anything of how I actually look without makeup. Again, I'm just enhancing, and this is an everyday look. You're not going super glam or anything like that. So keep it simple. And I do get my under chin because I have a second chin and I try to hide it. Okay. After that step is done, I go into my blush, and I just picked up an e.l.f. palette over the holidays last year, and it actually worked great for me. It has all the full face on the bottom half. The top half has different kinds of eyeshadows and things like that. So it's a really neat palette, and it was super inexpensive. This whole palette probably cost me like $20, which is awesome, but I love the blush on it. So I just take that same brush. Please do not judge me because I use the same brush for everything. And I'm just going to dip lightly into the darker pink because I am a darker pigment, and just get the tips of my cheeks here. I don't smile when I do my blush because I find that if you smile, you're going to apply your blush in the wrong spot because most of the time you are not smiling. Well, that's a lie. I smile all day long, but it just keeps it more of a natural face. So when you are resting your face and you're not smiling, the blush is in the right spot. So I just put it there, and then your body naturally moves it. So. Okay, and I kind of add a little bit into my forehead as well and just kind of give it that extra blend. Okay. And then I go into my favorite part of my life, which is my highlighter. You can obviously see how worn it is. I use this every single day. Eclipse by Jeffree Star. It's the Manny Jeffree Star collab, and I love it. I was literally on the computer ready to send. I'm like, hit send, pay, as soon as I wanted to get this product. It's one of my favorite things. I mean, the pan is huge. The mirror is gorgeous. Look, you can even see the pigment on it in the video. It's amazing. So what I do with this one next is I literally just get right into my cheeks. I use a blush brush for this because I do not like the fan brushes that most people use. And again, this is up to you, whatever works for you. But I just use the e.l.f. blush, literally blush brush. The e.l.f. brushes are the best. I just find that they're so soft on your skin. And I just start to highlight. This whole process usually takes me about 20 to 25 minutes. If you want to add eyeshadow and things like that, it'll take me a little bit longer, but the whole thing in general usually takes me about 25 minutes. It shouldn't take you more than that, especially if you're just going to work. You're not trying to do full glam or anything like that. And it's just a quick, I got to get ready, I got no time. This probably work out for you. And then I kind of do one of these to kind of see if I can see that glow. The glow on this is amazing. I can't. Okay, I always need more because I can't. I need to glow at all times. I shine bright like a diamond, and I can't. Look at that. Look at that. I can't. It's amazing. Best product I ever bought was this Jeffree Star highlight. Totally worth it if you want to glow. I always also am a huge fan of highlight on the lip. So I always get that. And I get my chin as well. And I also use a small brush in order to get the corner of my eyes. So I wear glasses, so I need to make sure that my eyes are brightened up. And because I don't use concealer, I do not have any brightness under my eyes. So I just take a small little round brush like this, and then I dip right into that same Jeffree Star palette. Sorry, Skin Frost. And then I just get right in the corner of my eye. I'll also do this with the brow bone. This highlight is just so versatile. You can use it anywhere on your face. Okay. And just get my other eye. I love highlight. I don't think that you can do enough on the highlight. If it was up to me, I'd probably shine like a friggin' flashlight all day long. But we gotta keep it regular, right? Just kidding, blind them all. And that's basically the finished product. Then I'm gonna go in with also the same collab because it came in together as a package. With the Eclipse was the I'm Shook with the Jeffree, again, Jeffree Star. I just love his products. And you can see, and just so you can see the bottom. I'm Shook. And I go right in. I have a tendency at this point just to follow my lip line because I naturally have larger lips, but if you do not, you can just outer line the lips as well. I don't use lip liners. You can. I do use lip liners when I use different products like NYX or anything like that because it has the power to help it stay, but I feel with Jeffree Star, you don't need that. Their creamy lip velours just stay right on your lip. You don't have to do anything extra. So I'm just gonna go right in. I usually like to start with the bottom lip first. And just spread that around. I get to the corner of my lip and just drag it out. Then once the bottom lip is done, I go right into the top. I'm sorry if this is not the best lighting either. I'm in my dining room, so. Yeah. I don't do the corners of my lips until the very end. Because I like to create a nice little kind of point on each of them. And then I just will dip a little bit more just because I like to make sure that any of the highlight that was actually on my lip is not going to be seen through the lipstick. And it gives it that nice strong line too. And that's it. And then I'm done. That is all I do for my face. One of the things that I do want to show you is that you can glow even if you have glasses on, so you can still see all of that. And the highlight in the middle of the eye actually also brightens it up really fast for you, especially with glasses. It does darken up, so you do want to make sure that you have a bright eye. Do you see that I'm rolling?
Yes.
I can't do anything without a child on top of me. Do you see?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's everything I do in order to get ready for work every day. This is my everyday work look. Sometimes I'll double wing it, and I'll show you how to do that in another tutorial, but this is generally what I do. One of the things that I do like to make sure that I mention is that I do not wipe my face as I go throughout the day. I pat that puppy down because I do, like I said, I'm very oily, so I do have to pat down constantly. The only thing that I will have to reapply later on is probably on the inside of the lip, just because if you eat or anything like that, the inside will come off, and the tip of my nose because I do sweat, like I said, so I do pat a lot. So it will take some of your glow off. So just make sure in your makeup bag, the things that you should have with you at all times are at least these 3 items. That will be all you'll need in order to continue this look, but that's what I do. So if you like it, if you want to do this look, feel free to comment down below. If you have any questions, just make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below.